Hey everybody, it's Friday. I've got the Sharpie, so you know we're going to do something cool. I want to talk to you today about something that came up inside of, I was auditing some automation members, looking at their numbers, looking at some stats, and something came up that I thought was kind of cool. Most of the time, people ask me questions that are frankly just not really very good questions. You know, because I'm of this mindset that if you want better answers in anything, you got to ask better questions. So a typical idea of like a poorly sourced question is something like, why isn't this working? That's not a very good question. A better question would be, you know, hey, what can I be doing right now differently than I'm doing to maybe get a better result? That's a better question, right? So anyway, we were inside of that audit, and the question came up off the main chat. You know, hey, Gary, if you were in X company, would you be marketing it this way on Instagram the way that I'm marketing it on Instagram? And my immediate answer was, not in a million years, no. And I think they were really surprised. They're like, oh man, what? I'm like, no, I wouldn't be marketing it that way, but you're entitled to market any way you want to. So they were like, well, whoa, hold the phone. Like, what would you do differently? Like, if you were in this company, and we know you're not going to join the company, but if you were, how would you market it? So I was like, all right, that's a great question. So let's talk about that. So let's just assume we're talking about, let me slide over here so I can write a little bit better. Let's assume we're talking about a physical product. So a phys product MLM, and I'll move that down. I know that's not quite clear. There we go. Yep, there we are. Okay, so a physical product style MLM, that is actually an M. It's not a very good M, but it's an M. How would I market it? Well, here's a couple of things that I think people do wrong. Okay, and then that will kind of give you the construct of how I would do it differently. One, they lead with MLM. They either lead with the product or they lead with the opportunity. I vote no on this because this is an all or nothing proposition. So in other words, as an internet marketer, I think about if I've got a lead, I want to pull money out of this lead. I want to make money on every lead, and of course it never works that way, but I mean you want to make money on as many of your leads as possible, okay? So if I lead with an all or nothing scenario, so all I have to offer you is product X and product Y, or the opportunity that's attached to it, I really box myself in, because if they say no to that and I've got nothing else, I don't make any of this. They're gone. I don't like that model. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't like all or nothing. I like to kind of be like, you know, I'm like Chili's, right? I got more than one thing on the menu. I've got some less expensive stuff on the menu. I got some more expensive stuff on the menu. Like, I don't want to lead with this because it boxes me in. So, and what I mean by that, it's all or nothing, right? So if they either, and I'll just use some examples, they either love your lipstick and are going to buy it, or they're not, and it's over, right? So you don't monetize the lead. They either think your coffee is amazing or they don't. If they don't, I don't monetize the lead, right? So I don't like that. The other reason that I don't lead with MLM, incidentally, is because of the bias. I mean, and so it's a no for me on that. It's unfair in some ways. Let me be clear. Some of the misconceptions about MLM, the stereotypes, a lot of those are not grounded in fact. It's, you know, I had a former cousin's roommate that said MLM's a pyramid scheme and blah, blah, blah. That stuff's completely unfair. It's groundless. And those biases exist still today. You know, we have a friend who's launching in a new MLM. She posted that she was just real excited about her launch. And I was reading the comments, and people were giving her a ration of crap, right? And it was like, man alive. And it was all because of this right here. So here's the other thing. If I've got a lead, what I don't want to do is put a wall up between them and the sale. And if I lead with MLM, they've got their bias. This is a wall up between them and the sale. And that hurts me. So in either one of these cases, it's bad mojo. The final thing is really a lack and I just call this a lack of a variable offer. And let me explain that. What this means is if you typically in an MLM, you only have like a certain product suite or packs for them to buy. Again, this kind of links to all or nothing, but there's no what we call the value ladder. So in MLM, your prospect comes in to your funnel, to your link, to your whatever, and if all you have for them, we're not talking about conversions here. I've already trained on that. Make sure you watch that video. It's probably one of the best trainings I've ever done. But let's assume your lead magnet's great, whatever. They come in, and the only option is they go from here to here, and there's the buy is up here. I mean, it's straight up. Well, a lot of people are going to say no to straight up because, again, maybe it's a perception in value, maybe it's too much money up front right away. It's straight up, and so there's a lack of variability in the offer, and it turns them off. This is another wall between them and the sale. Okay, so these are 3 reasons when they ask me, well, Gary, would you be leading with the product and the opportunity like I am? And I said no. I don't, because it's all or nothing, and I potentially don't monetize the lead. Okay, there's too much bias in the marketplace. It's a wall between them and the sale. I don't monetize the lead, and there's a lack of variability in the offer. It's generally, you have to buy 3 things of lipstick, or you got to buy this quick start pack, or whatever it is. And listen, don't get bent out of torque if you're thinking that I'm saying that those things aren't good. I'm not. Those things are fine. I'm just saying online, that quick jump up without a stair is a problem. And I'm going to show you what I mean by a stair. So let me grab another piece of paper here, and let me show you the other option and the way that I would position this. So what I would do, number 1, is I would be leading with what's called a tripwire. And if you're in the Funnel Hacker group and you've been through any of the trainings back there, you know what this is. But a tripwire offer is something that costs money, but it's small money. Okay, it brings them in and has them get into a funnel through a tripwire to take that first action. And it has nothing to do with MLM. I'm probably going to lead with opportunity here. I'm going to lead with like a tool. I'm going to lead with like an affiliate deal, something that they can get online, they could start using, make a few bucks. They're not going to be doing inventory and all that junk, put them into a community, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do it at a small tripwire kind of price. And so what that's going to do is, first of all, remember my lead out here. Now they've got like this small thing that they can get involved in, and it's not going to cost them a ton of money. They're not committing to monthly auto ships. There's no bias because it's digital. It's all online. It's cool. And I love tripwires between $7 and about $47. It really kind of depends on the market and the pricing. I did a ton of business back in the day on a $7 trip. Did a ton of business back in the day on a $47 tripwire. The one I'm testing right now is a $25 tripwire, and it's fantastic. So they come in and they use my tripwire product, and what happens is they get into my community for that tripwire, and in that community, we are going to be saturating them with value. And meanwhile, while they're in that, I am sending all kinds of email follow-ups, okay? Emails are going out to them because what I want to do is, number 2, is I want to step them up the ladder. Okay, this is called the value ladder. Remember before, you only had option all or nothing or one thing. I want to step them up the value ladder. So they may come in at a tripwire here at 25, but then as they progressively go up the ladder, I want to be able to potentially have some more business here. These might be upsells. These might be tools, whatever the case may be, okay? Because I want them to take more action, commit further. There's also more money to be made here. And then and only then as the grand finale, on the back end, I introduce my MLM and I say, by the way, while you're building this, you can still be making money using our tripwire program, because right now when you're leading with just MLM, if we did that, you're probably struggling, not getting a lot of leads and not making a lot of money. Here, while you're building this, you could still be making some bucks. You've got the right tools. You're plugged into a community. Now you can crush this MLM. And the difference here is that because once they get here, guys, to the MLM, they've already made a number of what's called micro commitments. So what they've done is they bought the tripwire. They probably upgraded into some tools, and now they're ready to go for the MLM. Really, because now, even if they had a bias, it's over. They've used some of the tools and made some bucks. If they had the bias, it's cool because now they're part of a community that they love, and now they're ready to hear about your MLM. The MLM is on the back end, the very, very back end of this. All right, first it's happening up here. Now, let me show you something else about why this matters. For you as a business owner, and let me grab another piece of paper. I didn't think I was going to write that much. So here's the value for you, and this is when the person asked me. I really appreciated their question. So this is the value. If you do it in this model, this stair-step model with MLM being at the very end, okay, not at the front, and in the front end, you're offering, affiliate stuff, affiliate tools, whatever, at a lower price. Here's what it means for you as an MLMer. For all of your leads that come into the funnel or that potentially look at you, first of all, this generally equals more leads. Why? Well, because your affiliate tools are going to be talking about opportunity, making money, leveraging the internet, technology, no products, none of the normal traditional MLM stuff. And I got to tell you, it's just the way it is. Don't get mad at me. Most people aren't excited about traditional MLM stuff. So they like this kind of stuff. So one, you get more leads, okay, because this is more attractive. Just is. This also works better because you've got much stronger VSLs and marketing material. VSLs are video sales letters. Like the VSL that I'm using right now in this test affiliate tripwire that I'm doing, and I'm happy to share with any of you, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. The VSL is smoking. It's already done for you. All you got to do is send your, for instance, your Instagram traffic into that VSL, and it's going to do a lot of the telling and the selling for you. The other thing, and this is huge, if I didn't catch you in the first 12 minutes, this is big. You can make some money from your leads even if they don't join your MLM. This is huge, and it's a big piece that so many people miss. And I understand why. I mean, there's a whole school of thought in MLM that, oh no, don't look to the left, don't look to the right, plant your flag, all that stuff. And if you're a flag planter and you're down with that, that's cool. This video is not for you, and we can still be friends. It's all good. I'm just saying, but for most people, because they're saying no, this lead is going to say no to traditional MLM stuff. It's not as strong when people come through the funnel. It's not as strong when they come through Instagram. They're going to say no. Well, that sucks. Why shouldn't you not be making some money helping people with some basic tools, some cool things that they can be using digitally to learn how the basics of affiliate marketing and then get their first result? And meanwhile, that's helping fund you while you're building this. And when this person has worked through the value ladder, then ultimately some of them are going to join you in your MLM, right? So, I mean, these are the top three reasons. One, your lead conversion is higher because you've got sexier VSLs and sexier marketing material. It's digital. It's not physical products. It doesn't smell like MLM, right? People want that. And then three, dude, you can make some more money while you're funding and working people through this process, all right? Because again, let me go back, and I told you why I don't do it and why I wouldn't do it the way that a lot of you are doing it right now. I wouldn't lead because it's all or nothing if you're leading with the MLM. They're either joined by or they don't, and you don't monetize the lead. And listen, as an internet marketer, I got one thing on my mind. How do I monetize the lead? It should be on your mind too. Two, there's too much bias in the marketplace. I think about people right now that are in companies that are taking a lot of heat, like a ton, gobs of bad press. Man, you've got the bias plus that. If you're in that boat, oh my goodness, it's all the more reason for you to adopt a more value ladder affiliate approach. And then three, there's a lack of variability on the offer. You have to start off with like the main course, whereas if you do it in the value model, you get to start them off down here at a tripwire. Like again, the one I'm using right now is about $25 is the one I'm running with. My other one is a $38 tripwire. And both are just killing it, right? But this new one I think has got a lot of potential. So it's a $25 tripwire for like their first week. So it's perfect. So the point is you can increase your lead flow. You've got sexier marketing materials because it's built for online. It's more biz opportunity, not MLM. And it's a way for you to fund your life, fund your business, fund yourself while you're building this thing. Look, I got to cover this really quick. You got to understand something about the MLM cycle, okay? Now, relax. Don't walk away from this going, Gary Miller says he hates MLM. No, clearly I don't. I don't promote MLM. I'm an affiliate guy, largely for what I'm getting ready to write here. But here's the thing. This is the MLM cycle. There's just no way around this. This is data-driven. It's not opinion-driven. There's no emotion here. It's just data. So this is like a wheel, guys. And so person X enters into your business, and they're on this wheel for just a little bit, and they're gone. And then the next person comes on, and they're gone. And this is the wheel. This is the cycle, right? It's attrition like crazy. DSA says average lifespan, 26 days for a new distributor. 26 days. You're constantly replacing your organization. Now, understand, don't try to bring me the apologist argument. But Gary, listen, I know some people make this work by producing massive numbers. That's fine. We can debate the merits of that later. But the point is, while you're building the massive numbers for this, why wouldn't you want to increase your lead flow, have better marketing materials, and fund yourself a little bit more while you're promoting this? The only reason you wouldn't do it, by the way, the only reason you wouldn't do it is if, I don't know if I can even draw it. The only reason is if you're a flag planner. And that's fine. By the way, I don't say that like in a derogatory way. If you're wearing the t-shirt and you've planted the flag, this model will never make sense to you. I will never convince you of it. It's not my job to. You'll never buy it. I mean, Moses could come down on the mountain with it engraved in tablets and you'd say, nope, heresy. I get it. So, but anybody else in this has got to be looking at it and going, wait a minute, okay. Because as I was going through and auditing today, it's no mystery why a lot of people are not jumping on your stuff. I'll tell you why they're not. This is real simple. You've got an all or nothing deal and they said nothing. Now this is again assuming you did everything in my conversion video, which by the way, after I posted that video, probably 98% of people didn't make one change to their funnels or their cycles. What do, right? You just lead people to water, you can't make them drink, or your people have all kinds of bias about it. And so that's a blockade and you're not monetizing the lead, and or you don't have a variability in your offer. It's too much money up front for a lot of people. They're like, man, you want me to join right away at $150 for something I can buy at Walmart? Come on. Let's just be real, guys. I mean, this is either the real mastermind or it's the pretend mastermind. And so if you want to get past all this, I would really encourage you to be thinking a little bit differently and put your MLM on the back end of how you're marketing. Did I say ditch the MLM? No, I didn't say ditch it. I said don't lead with it because of these factors. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. I've got two things right now that I'm putting in the front of funnels that are working really great for me. Personally as an affiliate, if that's interesting to you, if this model makes sense to you, just reach out to me and say, hey, Gary, I watched that. You just totally made sense to me. And if you're someone, by the way, who watches this and you're in this camp right here, you're in the flag camp, listen, keep doing what you're doing. We can still be friends. It's all good. I'm just suggesting that there are always reasons why stuff happens. It's not because, when you go, I'm not getting as many sales off of Instagram as so-and-so. There's always a reason. It's not a mystery. And a lot of these factors that we talked about are playing into that. So if you're like, man, that made a lot of sense. I mean, it would be better for you to make, I don't know, let's take the $25 deal. It'd be better for you to make 3 or 4 $25 tripwire sales this week and make $100 for the week than you continuing to live over here and lead with this instead and make nothing. You see what I'm saying? Your mortgage company, your car note, your whatever, knows nothing about, doesn't give 2 rips about where the money comes from. They don't care if it comes on the front end with the affiliate or the back end with your MLM. They don't care. They're just like, hey, man, pay the bill. That's what I want you guys kind of thinking about as you go forward. Hope this was helpful for our Friday night conversation. If you got any questions, put it in the comments, and have a great weekend.